Hey there, Katie. Making contact? Doing your Malcolm McDowell impression? Looks very nice. Ugh. I swear, if this nightmare gets any more nightmarish or scary, I am going to start fucking swearing. I'm going to use profanity. Alright. So, Ludwig the Accursed. I think my vote for gnarliest boss design in this whole game. Just absolutely just terrifying to behold and disturbing, and like, just listen to this motherfucker. Just look at him! Look how many flanks he has. Look at his two heads with the weird mouth with, hey, eyes on the inside. This guy's enlightened, and look what it did for him. Look what it did for me. Yeah, so, even if you've been coasting through the Hunter's Nightmare with no problem, Ludwig may just fuck you up, because he is really hard. He's very aggressive, he's very skittish, he's very good at closing distance and opening more distance. He's got a lot of surprising and sudden attacks and combos he can chain into each other. He's really one of the hardest bosses in the game, I find, at least in this first phase, because he's so unpredictable, and you really do have to stay on him and know his patterns pretty well in order to get through this without getting yourself killed or running completely out of blood vials. And he also does a little bit of arcane puke, Whomst Among Us, from his weird other head with the eyeballs in the mouth, you know. You spend a couple hundred years in a nightmare realm, we'll see how good you look, you know? So yeah, I'm splicing together a bunch of different takes. I forget exactly how long this took me to get. Might have been a good, like, 25 to half hour minutes of trying. And it really is the first half of the fight that is the trouble spot. Luckily, he can be staggered after enough hits, and of course Fire Paper does work some wonders on him, but it really is finding those windows to attack that is the challenge. And welcome to Phase 2. Amazingly, this part of the fight is actually way easier than the first phase. I still did not do super well at it, because I was kind of like... I think it lulled me into a false sense of security knowing that it's easier, so I was not dodging his attacks very well. This is definitely one of the highlights of the game. I do love this fight a lot, even though it's very hard. For story reasons too, as of course Ludwig was partner of Garamond's before leaving the Garamond's workshop in order to create the Healing Church's Hunter workshop, becoming effectively the Church's first hunter. And there really wasn't much about him in the base game. You could find his, you could buy or find his holy blade, the sword / greatsword sheath. There was some other information about him you could glean. Garamond may have mentioned him. I forget at this point. It's been so long since I recorded those videos. But yeah, I'm really glad that this DLC really fleshes out Ludwig and gives him this sort of... It gives him a whole character arc in like a, 45-second cutscene, pretty much. Absolutely masterful boss design. And you can see he's holding himself up with a lot more poise. His somewhat still human half is more noticeably human. He's not on all fours scrabbling around like a beast. And of course, that music that was just playing is a fan favorite track from this game's soundtrack. I honestly think a lot of Dark Souls boss music is kind of just overblown, too loud. But I gotta admit, I do get into that track. I think Bloodborne just has better boss music than the other Souls games. It's just got a different quality to it, different character. We also get this nice rune from him, exclusive to the DLC, I believe. This isn't in the base game. It might be in the chalices, I'm not sure. But, yeah, it just buffs your ability to rally back health, which is very neat. And before we go talk to his head over there, we're just gonna change into some church garb for some unique dialogue.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans? I hoped they would be. Ah, good. That is a relief. To know I did not suffer such denigration for nothing. Thank you kindly. Now I may sleep in peace. Even in this darkest of nights, I see the moonlight.
And he gives us the Holy Moonlight Sword. I can never bear to tell him the truth about what happened to the Healing Church. It's just too sad. I will put a link in the description to some footage of his other dialogue. Because if you're not dressed as a Healing Church hunter, he has different dialogue. He doesn't ask you that question. And you can still get the sword from him, though, if you kill him. There's also that corpse on the ground. He's the guy in the cutscene who begged for help. He can actually survive the fight, but it's like, you need good RNG for it, because like Ludwig jumps around so much, he's probably gonna hit that guy. You might hit that guy. And if he does survive the fight, he just sits there like chuckling to himself in disbelief, which is pretty funny.
A tragic figure, but he will shame himself no longer. He died with his ideals untarnished. He was a true hero, and earned that much at least. Do you know why the hunters are drawn to this nightmare? Because it sprouted from their very misdeeds. Things that some would rather keep secret. A pitiful tale of petty arrogance, really. High time someone exposed the whole charade. Now, go on ahead. You seek nightmares and the secrets within, do you not?
Well, thanks, Simon. Now that I get another look at you... Katie, show some respect. Sure, you bested him in honorable combat, but that's no need to... There's no call for that kind of behavior. That's downright unsportsmanlike. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Simon definitely has Dupatrins. I was looking at them fingies.
Clouded by eye, but with steady stride. Colored by blood, but always clear of mind. Proud unto the church. Beasts are a curse, and the curse is a shackle. Only ye, the true blades of the church.
Okay. Alright, have fun in there. Seems like as good a place as any to faff about in the menu for a bit. Just to get my lamp. Time for backstabs. Luckily, these two guys are the only chumps in this hallway. Now, I wonder what a church warden is doing here in the nightmare. Is that a church warden that died in real life and was relegated to the nightmare, or did it come from the night? I wonder what's happened. Since this is all, you know, metaphysical, the nightmares are on, like, other planes of reality. I wonder how that thing got there.
Are you a hunter? Well, that's very odd. Do you hear the toll of the bell? Very well. The beast you seek will not be found here. Go back to your hunt, and if you have the chance, put this night behind you. Places better left untouched. Secrets better left alone. Mere forward so brazenly roam. Bear in mind. Some places are better left untouched. Only fools.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I guess I'll be back if I ever get a key to that door. Just can't resist a good secret, can you, Katie? Oh, a hunter. Was he in here? No, there's nobody in here. Well, maybe he's locked in there. Well, if he's anything like the other hunters in this nightmare, then... Am I sure glad that he's in there and we're out here. Anyone in here? Ah! Oh, they're dead. And here we have a left-hand weapon that, man, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone use this. The Fist of Gratia. It's sort of like the Cestus from Dark Souls. Or like a set of brass knuckles almost. You just hold it through those finger holes and just punch people with it. So it's good strength weapon if you got a strength build, I guess. I guess you could make this work, but you know, if you can have a gun, why not? Yeah, I feel like this thing is probably underutilized in general play. I'm not really sure how good it is or is not. And we won't be finding out this run. I do appreciate the little bit of, you know, info there about Gratia herself, who's clearly the corpse in that room. The big, strong woman who liked to punch the fuck out of werewolves. Man, I'm sorry if you heard that. Some jagoff is shooting fireworks, despite it being July 30th as I record this. Just to date the production of this video further, I just saw Nope today. Wow, can you believe the thing that happened in the movie? Orange Peel's soon-to-be classic film, I couldn't believe it when the thing happened in the movie. No spoilers, of course. I liked it a lot. I'm definitely going to take our dad to see it. And an ambush up ahead. Well, if you thought Ludwig was bad, this is not as bad. But it's still pretty tough, because there's 2 hunters here. There's this, nun with a sword. And a gun. Gun nun. Nun gun. She's using Ludwig's holy blade, and then the other one is a cleric who sort of stays behind and casts long-range spells. Interesting thing about her, in the white over there, is you can hear her in the background reciting a prayer. She recites it as you approach, too, and the prayer is the same one, the same voice clip even, as Vicar Amelia's before her transformation. So, I think the general consensus is that this is Vicar Amelia condemned to the nightmare upon her death at the player's hand in the waking world. Why she's still human here in the nightmare, I guess, is up to speculation. Maybe Ludwig was only transformed after he was condemned to the nightmare. It's unclear and probably, you know, doesn't bear actually being explained within the text. Oh, this might not even be Amelia, for all we know. They might have just reused a voice clip, and she's doing the classic Souls Invader tactic of backtracking into somewhere with a bunch of enemies so that you'll have to fight a bunch of things at once. Real dick move if you're doing PvP in these games. Because I'm not sure the exact rules, but I think a lot of the time if you're invading another player, enemies in their game will not hurt you. So you can take it. You can use that to your advantage to like corral the player you're trying to kill into, you know, an oncoming gang of enemies, so they get just ganged up on and McFreaking killed by both you and, you know, a bunch of snake men or what have you. But, there we go. I knew you could do it, Katie. Because you're so freaking good at this game. And here we finally are. Oh, church. A fine note indeed. Anyway. Looks like some sort of altar. You recall that we got that eye pendant from the Flamin' Hot Cheetos flavored cleric beast a couple videos ago? What do you say we put some eyes on the inside?